Okay.
Right. Right, the last wine, Tim, Pinot Noir, the holy grail of the wine trade, I always feel, you know, the Pinot Noir. And many of us in the company here who absolutely love Pinot. And of course there's some great examples from New Zealand and Oregon and Washington, and some from South Africa. This of course is very famous wine. Tell me a little bit about this wine.
Sure. We started making this in the early 90s, and I guess it got off to an interesting sort of start. Most of the Pinot vines in Marlborough were planted down on very free draining soils, which is where we have a focus with our vineyards for Sauvignon. And you call them soils almost being too kind to them. It's basically a big pit of gravel. If you go down and have a look, you'll understand. And that is probably not the ideal spot as far as we've learned over time to grow Pinot for us in our region. And we've moved over to the southern side of our valley where there's more clay content in the soil. It's still quite free draining, but it's more of a balanced state of stress that the vines have to work against. And I think that's giving us better density of fruit. A lot of that planting was made around about 12 years ago, and we're starting to see some better vine age.
So you've seen a bit of a shift.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's interesting enough, while we're on that subject, I mean, obviously two of the great areas of Pinot Noir are Martinborough and Otago. What are your views about those two regions as, you know?
Different styles. I mean, often Martinborough and certainly Central Otago can tend to be slightly bigger, riper, denser styles of wine with more sort of plush tannin structure. I think that Marlborough is best when it's expressed as a more feminine, perfumed expression of Sauvignon, and really starting to play around with tension between the tannin framework and how that plays off of the acidity in the wine. So it's, I think,
touch more sweetness in Marlborough Pinot.
Maybe not actual sugar sweetness,
no,
but nice
but
fruit sweetness. Yeah. Mind you, the Otago wines can have a lot of fruit sweetness. I think they're quite ripe wines in a lot of cases. Then going back to the vineyards, a lot of the clonal material that was planted in the early days was really aligned with making sparkling wines, and they're big sort of juicy berries with thinner skins, which is great for making pastel coloured base wines, which is what you want for bubbles. Not so good for table wines. There's been a lot of work in Marlborough going back to around about 10 odd years ago, 12 years ago, on the viticultural side of things and growing better fruit in better places. And then winemaking wise, we've become probably a lot more sophisticated and more Burgundian in our approach. So all hand harvest, destemmed, a long cold soak period, wild fermentation, and then a lot of time on skins after reaching dryness. So really building some nice supple tannin framework into the wine.
And this is still cheaper, I think, than a lot of Burgundies, a lot of good Burgundies. I don't know what the retail price of this is. We sell it, but what do we sell it for? Sort of 20 something quid, 22, 23 quid. Is that
sounds about right?
Is that about right? And I mean that really is only hitting fairly basic Burgundian levels, really. And I have to say, I think it certainly does the job. And,
yeah.
You know,
no, I quite like it, and it's got lovely, almost red floral lip, lots of red.
It's just way ahead of a lot of stuff you can buy in Burgundy.
And some nice earthy spice to it as well. And you've got those red cherry, dark cherry, and plummy characters, but I get almost some really light tones of cinnamon and mace, and then almost black tea leaf spiciness coming through. And just nice and juicy and fleshy, and it's got nice structure.
Lovely. Yeah, thank you very much.